Hello and welcome to my studio. My name is Lesley Ann Robinson, the designer behind Knit Graffiti Designs. And today I want to share with you a brand new pattern lookbook of one of my patterns that is featured in my first book, Brioche Knitting for Beginners and Beyond. And this is the first pattern that I have released as an individual pattern and a standalone pattern on both Ravelry and knitgraffiti.com, and that is my hushed shawl pattern. I'm actually wearing it right now in my favorite style, my favorite way to wear this shawl shape. And I just want to talk to you a little bit about my process, the yarn that I used, why it is in my book, and why it's a great pattern for you if maybe you're looking for a beginner brioche pattern that you can sink your hands and needles into. So originally this was published in my book, as I said before. This book is still available, so if you want to buy it, this is going to be the best deal basically, because not only do you get all of my favorite brioche tips and tricks, there are 16 patterns in this book and it retails for $21.99. So this is always going to be a great thing, but if you prefer digital patterns, I'm going to start releasing all of the digital patterns over the course of 2025. So this month, January 2025, I've released Hushed. So it was originally found in chapter 1. So you can see it here in chapter 1, which means it's a fabulous beginner brioche pattern, and it features one color brioche, which I kind of like to call the garter stitch of brioche, because you're only ever brioche knitting. Okay, so when you knit it flat. So it's a great way to learn without having to worry about two different colors of yarn and kind of gain that muscle memory of the brioche knitting, which is a little bit different from traditional knitting and purling. So there's also a garter stitch diamond motif along the edges and the border of the shawl, which is just kind of gives it a little bit of something extra. So I'm going to get more into the yarn when I go through my photo slideshow and tell you more about the yarn that I used. I'm going to show you all of the featured photos and just talk a little bit about my process. But before we do that, I want to give a huge shout out to my Patreon community. If you wait till the end of the video, I do love to mention all of my patrons at the Two-Color Brioche tier and above. Without their support, I would not be able to do what I love every month, which is create content for you, create new knitting patterns, develop brand new ideas. So thank you so much to my Patreon community. So yeah, let's get right into it. So I originally wanted to work with Melissa from Plank and Stella on a project, and I contacted her about working with me on a project in my book, and we decided on this DK weight yarn. And what I really wanted from her was her beautiful use of color, and especially speckles. Okay, so what I love about her yarn so much is it's all just so one of a kind. I've never seen anything like this yarn before, and I wanted to create a very kind of simple but also beautiful beginner brioche project. And for me, that is one color brioche knit flat. That is actually how I learned brioche knitting. I knit one color brioche because it's a fantastic way to learn brioche knitting without having to worry about multiple colors of yarn. So I wanted to feature one of my favorite stitch patterns, which is this beautiful garter stitch diamond lace motif. And so you start at the bottom and work your way up and up to the border, and the lace kind of surrounds the entire shawl on all of the edges and on the border. So here is the shawl styled my favorite way of wearing this, and I hope you enjoy this new pattern available now on Ravelry and knitgraffiti.com. Thank you so much for watching.